Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we're going to watch and react on the second episode of the TV show Queen Charlotte on Netflix. In the previous and first episode, we got to see Charlotte and George wedding. Charlotte first didn't want to marry the king because she didn't know him, and since nobody was talking about him, she thought that he was looking ugly or something like that. So she tried to escape, and George met her in the gardens and basically convinced her to marry him. But at the end, for the wedding night, he just left her in her house while he left for his. And that left her really confused. Like, I am confused as well. What else? Yeah, we saw the prison time as well. Like, Queen Charlotte lost the only heir possible for the throne, and she's basically asking all of her children, the 15 children, that she need an heir ASAP. So they have to, like, and we see Brinsley. I'm pretty excited to know more about this relationship between him and the queen. And also we saw Lady Danbury, and she is stunning, and I'm pretty excited to see more of her friendship with the queen. So yeah, with no further ado, let's get to the second episode. I got her hair. They were waiting behind the door, like, what? Damn. Jeez. I'm so glad that I didn't have to wear those. Like, they are so beautiful, but I would have died. I would have stopped breathing.
How can there be? There is nothing in my engagement diary.
No, Your Majesty.
Brimsley, I am the Queen. I have duties, official duties, do I not?
You do, Your Majesty. Many duties.
Then how can there be nothing in the Queen's engagement diary?
You are currently enjoying the privacy of the first days of marriage, Your Majesty.
This is my honeymoon.
Yes, Your Majesty.
But where is the husband?
And we know that Georgie, the king, can be... He's absolutely perfect. We all agree on that.
The king is truly perfect.
The strongest of kings.
That would hurt the great experiment. There can be no questions. Do you understand?
There will be no question.
Never a question.
Are they truly talking
It is a
about
wonderful experiment. Long live the experiment.
if they did or not consume the marriage? Damn, what a table. She has a lot of food to eat. What is she doing? What a sad life. Brucey is gonna change. She can't do anything on her own, like. Just trying to escape him.
However, there are some very special joys well worth waiting for.
Brimsley,
Yes, Your Majesty.
ready the carriage.
Yes, Your Majesty. May I say our destination?
We are going to see my husband.
Perhaps this is good.
Perhaps. Perhaps it is bad.
Would you like to step indoors while we wait to find out? Warm up a bit. It is a cool night.
Thank you, sir.
That's
That
something
is
we
very
should
kind and
do.
generous of you to offer. I'm always jealous that the King's man has far better quarters than the Queen's man.
To be expected. I am more important than you.
I knew it! But who is it in the present time? I don't remember seeing somewhat close to Brinsley.
The only one of its kind in all of England.
You have been in this one-of-a-kind observatory room, sleeping and eating and staring up at the sky and feeling most excited by the constellations since the night of our wedding, while I have been stuck in that stuffy house being changed like a doll 3 times a day with nowhere to go, no one to talk to, and nothing to do.
You're the Queen. You can do whatever you like.
Except spend time with my husband.
Come now, Charlotte.
George!
I do not understand what you complain about.
Of course, she's complaining.
And 10 years old, and suddenly I am queen. In a strange country, with strange food and strange
She's
customs.
afraid of her. What
you do
the
not
hell?
understand, because this is who you were born to be. I do not know a single soul here except for you. I'm completely alone, and you prefer the sky to me. George!
What?
Say something!
I do not want to fight.
I want to fight with you. Fight with me. Fight for me.
Go home! Charlotte!
What's going on?
What of their relations?
Relations?
Their marital bonds?
Bonds.
The Dowager Princess wishes to confirm that the marriage has been consummated.
Sexually.
So,
Certainly. I mean, from what I can tell, I would say yes.
So it is a successful honeymoon.
You agree it is successful, do you not, Brimsley?
Most successful.
Yes.
Brinsley is not really good at hiding the truth.
Orange.
Seriously.
Take it to the kitchens for the Queen's meal. The King has sent you a gift. It is waiting in the foyer. And there is a note, ma'am.
Show me the gift.
It's a dog, no? The dog that she had in the present time.
What is that?
That is the gift from the King, Your Majesty.
But what is it?
I think it is a dog, Your Majesty.
No. Dogs are big and majestic. A pincer, a shepherd, a schnauzer, a dane. That is a deformed bunny.
It's so cute. He's so dumb already.
I want to meet my ladies in waiting tomorrow.
Your Majesty is on her honeymoon. You cannot...
I can, and I will. You shall not tell me what I'm allowed to do.
Your Majesty, I am the one person who will never tell you what you are allowed to do. I will, however, always tell you how best to do the things you are not allowed to do.
Mhm.
I am not allowed to meet my ladies-in-waiting during my honeymoon.
It would be unwise for your Majesty to meet with all of them. One would want to be discreet.
And if one wanted to be discreet, would one trust Lady Danbury?
Mhm.
What a beautiful dog, Your Majesty.
'Tis a deformed bunny.
Oh, my mistake, Your Majesty.
Poor dog.
The honeymoon was a disaster. On my wedding night, I did not know what to expect. He was old and impatient. The whole event was painful and quite terrifying. It is all right if your wedding night was not perfect or splendid. Your Majesty, you did have a wedding night?
He was mean and rude and selfish. He just wanted to leave. He felt bad, I suppose, and he did not seem to understand why I did not want him to live at Kew while I am stuck here with no one to talk to, and then he gives me that piece as if that is to make everything better. But that does not make up for...
Your Majesty, I am still allowed to speak freely. You and the king did consummate the marriage, did you not? You have to have... Your Majesty, Charlotte, if you did not consummate the marriage, you are not actually married to the king. Your whole position is in danger. Great experiment is in danger. My God, you did consummate. You do know what I mean when I say consummate. Perform the marital act.
Does it have something to do with this great experiment?
Let us send for Brimsley. We will require drawing paper and charcoals.
I love her. Oh jeez. The drawings.
I mean, he clearly does not want me, and I cannot somehow force him to want to do this with me. And maybe that is a good thing, if I'm not queen, if we are not married. Then maybe we can forget all about this, and I can go home.
It is a Pomeranian. Your deformed bunny. It is a dog. A very rare and purebred Pomeranian.
Mhm. Jesus, are we going to see that all the time?
They would not let him join the hunt.
They would not let him join the hunt.
Is she taking bath every time just to not be pregnant? Or just because she's disgusted by the fact that he touched her? I don't know.
Do sit down and join us.
Your Majesty, thank you for the honor of the invitation.
This is a surprise. I thought I would call upon an expert.
Expert?
You have a great many children.
Yes, I suppose I do.
I have a great many children.
As Your Majesty decide.
You have had 2 weddings in 2 years. How do you do it?
Do what?
Get them to want to marry.
Well, it helps if they are in love.
Love.
Yes, love solves a plethora of issues.
I'm going to speak plainly because we are all mature women here. My boys are in love. They are in love with commoners. They are in love with Catholics, and they are in love with actresses, and they are in love with women who are already married. Love is not the issue. Love has produced over 50 illegitimate babies for the crown.
Oh, my. Lady Danbury also has many children. Perhaps she can advise.
My 4 children have done me the honor of moving many continents away. Besides, marriage is a duty. not a pleasure.
But it can be such a pleasure.
Oh, it can be a painful, lifelong sentence.
Marriage offers so much companionship.
Yeah, she's saying that because her marriage was awful.
It is her honeymoon.
It is the new Lady Danbury. I have always liked her. She is not going to tell anyone.
She does not have to tell anyone. The servants talk. The palace already knows she was there.
Well, sir, perhaps it is time you levelled with me. What is wrong with your man? What is keeping him from her bed?
You worry about your own side of the world.
I'm not sure I understand.
You met with Her Majesty.
I did.
I am asking you to elaborate.
We had tea.
You had tea,
Yes.
and
I met her puppy.
puppy.
Yes, she has a Pomeranian.
We know what tea is generally about. What was this tea about, girl?
This tea.
You are being purposely obstructive, Agatha, and I will
Lady
not have
Danbury.
it. Excuse me?
Lady Danbury. That is my title, Your Highness. The one you were kind enough to bestow upon me. Lady Agatha Danbury. And I do remember one thing about this tea. Was when I understood our new queen had not yet realized that our titles are shiny and new. Is that not an interesting topic for an upcoming tea?
Perhaps we should speak in a womanly way.
Let me handle her for you. If Lord Bute were
I
here-
believe I can manage. You surprise me. I always thought you were a quiet one.
I am not quiet. It is simply that my husband is loud.
Ah. Lady Danbury. I need to know what is going on at Buckingham House. I need a trusted ear. Do you understand?
I do.
Well then.
Traditionally, when a title is bestowed, it comes with income and land, an estate. Without those things, a title is simply a title. We all have needs, Mom.
You want money.
You forget that the reason your father-in-law, the king, knew my family is because my father-in-law is also a king. And Sierra Leone is very rich. We already have money. We have more money than most of the ton. What I need is for my husband to not be denied entry to White's. I need my husband to be invited on the hunts. I need to be able to cross the street to the best modiste to take the finest seats at the opera.
That is grasping. Asking for rather a lot. You should be grateful.
You say you need to know what is going on over at Buckingham House. Assume the reason you need that is so that Lord Bute believes you have the situation in hand. Because if you do not, the House of Lords will be at your door. Is not that a fact?
Careful, Lady Danbury.
She's using that at her advantage. But I doubt she's gonna, tell Charlotte's secret.
Hello?
Is it all right if I join you for a meal this evening?
A meal? A meal? Are you... A meal?
Charlotte, where are you going? Where are you going?
I do not know. Just away from you, wherever you are not.
Charlotte! Charlotte! Charlotte, if you'll just give me a chance... Charlotte, stop walking this instant! I realise You have no reason to like me. You have no reason to trust me. I marry you, and then I disappear into my observatory.
Yeah.
And then I come here to dine as if... But if you will give me just one evening of your time, allow me to show you where my mind has been.
Yeah, I want to know, please, Charles, accept.
Well, concentrate.
I cannot concentrate with you hovering and breathing and telling me to concentrate.
Let me just turn the
Would
focus
you
a tiny bit.
just step away and let me... Oh my word, what is that?
That is Venus.
Venus? The planet Venus. I am staring at Venus.
You are. I've been studying it.
And this is what you have been doing.
There is something about the heavens. In this world we live in, where I'm given so much power and attention, it is good to remember I'm a bit of dust, not a small dot in the universe. Keeps one humble. Being king is a hazard. My world has been made to revolve around me. It has made me selfish. I cannot imagine how painful and cruel it must have been to have me ruin your wedding night.
It was your wedding night too.
True.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, well, I do not forgive you. Yet.
Yet. Yet is good.
I've been told that as well.
We could start over. Try again.
So it was just because he wanted to see the planets? Seriously?
Does this mean you are coming home to Buckingham House?
I'm coming home to Buckingham House.
I didn't expect something like this. Like, I expected something bigger.
Might you like a refreshment after your travels?
I would. Thank you. You are breathtaking.
It is pretty, but it has 1,000 tiny buttons. I'm suddenly concerned that my maid's made the wrong choice.
I'm very good with buttons.
They are really beautiful together.
Charlotte, do you know what happens on a wedding night?
Ah, yes. I know everything. I have seen drawings and had a detailed explanation as to what is to occur.
That is good to know.
I do not like the part where my head hits the wall over and over again. Is there a way to avoid that?
Yes, there is a way to avoid that.
God, Agatha, what did you tell the Queen? She seems so happy.
I will tell you how this happened. The king sees me for who I am, my value, my worth. He understands that the old days are over, and that this is a new world, that men are men, regardless from whence they come.
This is the beginning of a new era. You know, I believe
Hush,
that...
woman. I will try the key.
Politics.
Do not make me ask the question.
I am not making you ask. This is none of your business. This is my marriage.
Your marriage is palace business. Your marriage is parliament business. Your marriage is the business of this country. This cannot go wrong. I need to know if you have properly bedded her. The
You
crown...
told me I had to wed for the crown. I did. You told me to charm her to make it easier for the crown. I have done my best. You told me I could not let her know me because I must protect the secrets of the crown. I have not. You told me to bed her. I have done so. I understand. It has been abundantly clear since my first breath that I was born for the happiness or misery of a great nation and consequently must often act contrary to my passions. I am the picture of duty. The crown resides within me, embedded like a knife. You do not need to explain it to me, Mother. It is me!
I shall have my breakfast now. There is no need to wait for the king.
She is gone.
Your mother has departed, Your Majesty. I saw to it myself.
And Charlotte?
The Queen is at breakfast in the dining room. If you would like to join her, I can... Shall I send for the doctor, Your Majesty?
No. I'm fine. I do not need him.
What the hell? What's going on? Was he already sick?
Yes, yes. Get him here. Charlotte.
She will never know of it.
Oh my god. He was already sick. This is terrible. Well, that was a really, really good episode. I love how Lady Danbury is like using that opportunity to being to have more than just the title of Lord and Lady, and that's how she became that important in the present time. I'm pretty confused because that the fact that he said that he said that if he didn't consume the marriage after the wedding, it was because he wanted to see the stars, the planets and stuff. I was not disappointed, but almost, because I was expecting something bigger, a reason bigger than that. And then this last scene, it just shows me that he's already sick, And so it's a fucking long sickness. If it started when he was young and he's not dead yet and he's still sick, it's really awful for him. And the fact that he doesn't want Charlotte to know is so sad. Like, she could be a great support, but he doesn't want to to be supported. He doesn't want her to know because he is the king, and he must, you know, always show that he's fine when he's not. And I'm afraid that she's mad at him for what she heard, because he said that he knew how important it was to marry Charlotte, that it was his duty, that he had to charm her for the wedding, that, you know, all of this was like an act. And I think that the fact that she heard it, I think that she was mad and hurt. And yeah, that's pretty sad. But they consumed the wedding, and that scene was beautiful. We're very romantic, even though she was expecting something different from what Lady Danbury told her. Because obviously she's not in a happy marriage. I love Brinsley, and I don't know the name of the other guy. I really need to check because I don't think we saw it. Yeah, how it's called, and I love that they have a romantic affair, a romance, obviously that they cannot show because homosexuality at that time wasn't really allowed, I would say, even amongst people out of the royalty and lord and stuff. I think it was like a whole thing, so they obviously have to hide, but I love them already. Yeah, that was a very good episode, and I'm pretty excited to watch more with you guys and react and discover what this sickness is. And if in the present time the queen is gonna manage to have heirs, because her children are awful. They make heirs with, they have bastards that obviously can't be heirs to the throne, and this is becoming hard for her because she has to deal with this on her own because the king is sick. But yeah, that was very good, and I'm pretty excited for what's to come. Tell me in the comments what you thought about this episode, what passage you love the most, if you are as excited as I am. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up, and I will see you very soon for another reaction. Until then, take care. Bye.